Good afternoon and welcome to the VR Master League. My name is Xandria and I am joined here by Snooper. How are you doing this afternoon, Snooper?
I'm doing pretty good, all things considered.
All right. Today we have Vikings versus VRATH. How do you feel about this one, Snooper?
Honestly, I'm not entirely sure. It's European team. I'm a little unfamiliar with them. I mean, I know the players, obviously they're veterans, but as for how they're going to play against each other, I don't know. It's a new season, new players. You know how it is. You can never really guess with these things.
Right. You want to roll into our bans?
Yep. Vikings is banning Tanker. Pretty obvious ban considering most teams are a little uncomfortable with the darkness and closeness of the CQB battles. Not to mention that single objective on top of the boat on the top there that's becoming a pretty good cap point these days. So I understand why they banned it. VRATH banning Downfall, another understandable ban. It's a long range map. You have to be able to maneuver and take long, precise shots. It's really not a favorable map for most teams, to be honest. Only some of the top tier teams are actually really competent on Downfall, so understandable bans from both teams. So I think they're going with smart picks.
Right on. And how do you feel about our map pick of Subway?
Subway is actually an interesting conversation topic this season. Last season, it started showing up as one of the more common maps, and it's obviously been in the league forever, but I think this season a lot more higher tier teams have narrowed down successful strategies to hold, say, the North Stairs, that middle objective in the second layer, that bottom basement. There's a lot more intricate strats that I'm seeing where teams that normally would do okay up with sort of an even trade out on Subway, and they're now dominating Subway. Like Berserk's a team that I'm impressed with the way they play on Subway this season. It's just pure coordination, and that's what you need on a map like this.
Yeah, and ever since the revamp of this map a few seasons ago, what was it, about 3 seasons ago, I believe? It's definitely changed up the gameplay on this, and I feel like a lot of teams favor it more now, because before it was very limited in the ways you could play it.
Yeah, for newer players that don't exactly know what we're talking about, just imagine this map, a subway station. There's only 2 ways into this middle objective, and it's both those stairs on the north and south. And that's a hard fight. I mean, you're fighting 2 or 3 people no matter what, if not a full team, trying to get down a straight hallway. I mean, it had an interesting play style to it, but it definitely needed the update.
All right, and on our home team, VRATH, we have Tom of Poland, Snowbird, Reverse, Bobby Ain't Sad. I think we're gonna roll with that, and Alius. And on the side of Vikings, we have Fimi Fungi, Uncle Sam, Lone Miyagi, Nolik, and Mantis. So I think we could definitely let these teams know that we're ready when they are, although we did just have a drop, unfortunately.
Yes. We're just going to wait for this last player on the Vikings side, and we'll get rolling, guys.
Yeah, we do have this lower objective.
Is it the bottom basement?
It's the
one?
bottom. Yeah. It's always a
this
tough
objective.
one.
I mean, you heard me mention before what the previous version of Subway was like, and while lower objectives has been improved, it only really got one more entrance to it, which, I mean, as anyone who's a fan of tactics or first-person shooters know, that's a lot of choke points for 5 people, or that's not a lot of choke for 5 people to defend. So this is one of the hardest objectives to actually attack and get a cap on. It's not impossible. I've definitely seen it done. It's just a rough one for the attackers.
Yeah, and it definitely punishes the aggressive defense. Because if you get a couple, if a few players run away from the objective, and then you can clear out the objective, they have to rotate all the way back in order to defend the objective, and it leaves itself open for a cap.
Yep, and that's really the danger. People being too far away. Say you put some people up in that middle section of the subway. You're gonna run out of people on the bottom, and then they have to suddenly rotate back down those stairs that, if the attacker's already down there, they're gonna get slaughtered trying to come back, or the defenders are gonna get slaughtered coming back to their objective. So it's a tricky one, but it really does come down to coordination and comms and making sure you're communicating with your team. If you're not communicating, that person that's sitting up there waiting for a flank or waiting for whatever they're sitting away from objective for, they don't know what's going on objective until they check their tablet, and by that point it could be too late.
Yeah, and speaking of flanks, I mean, this map really lends itself to flanks because there's a few circular loops that you can kind of take as you go on a flank, and most of the paths are very narrow, so you can catch a lot of people out that way.
Yeah, this is definitely, I mean, it's a city map. It's a city CQB map. There's a lot of little corners you can hide in. There's a lot of little dumpsters and trash that you can put your player on. And I know that doesn't sound like a lot ever, but in VR, it's your eyes. Like, you're trying to distinguish what that is. Is that a dumpster with some trash next to it, or a dumpster with a dude with a gun next to it?
Right.
You don't know in the dark. So this map has a lot of places where flankers actually get in trouble. But if you're away from objective and your team happens to take this lower section or wherever the objective is, it doesn't matter if you're flanking or looking for that flanker. At that point, it doesn't matter, they're capping. And 2 points is better than 1. For anyone who's just joining us, the game basically revolves around killing the other team or getting a cap. If you get a cap, you're going to get 2 points to your point total, and 4 points is a win. So obviously that cuts down on the amount of rounds you need to play on a certain map. So if you cap a map like this, you can quickly go ahead and sit there and, let's say offense caps on this first lower objective, and then if they successfully defend it, they're rocking 3 points after 2 rounds, and that's a tough advantage to come back from.
Yeah, fun fact, any map can be either 3 to 7 rounds depending on how the score winds up going. But you do need at least 3 rounds to get a win.
We've definitely seen some really dominant matches against teams that I think would be dominated as hard. The more recent ones, I feel like teams are running away with things. The meta's changing, and I've noticed some of the veteran teams are actually not adapting as well to what the newer teams are doing. Berserk, I mentioned them before. They're a very relatively new team. I think they came out of the Orb, which is the Onward Rookie Boot Camp. If anyone's new, you should go check out the Onward Rookie Boot Camp. We'll get you set up. But I think after like 1 or 2 seasons, and this might be their 3rd. Let me check. But they've got their communication down. I think they're speaking Russian, but I'm not sure. But either way, it's working for them to the point where they're dominating veteran teams that have played maybe 6 or 7 seasons.
Yeah, and a lot of times, having some new blood come into the league really shakes things up because they're not, hindered by that meta of season after season of playing.
Yeah. I mean, they just do what they don't know what not to do, so they find something successful and they start expanding on it. It almost becomes a separate thing from what the league meta is, and then once they start playing, it starts changing it. The meta changes, as with any FPS game.
Absolutely. Well, Vikings seems to be having somebody dropping. I saw they were dropped earlier. They came back. They dropped again. So what do you think? Send it to an intermission and see what's going on?
Yeah, I'm being told we're getting some technical issues on the Vikings side, so let's hit that intermission.
Yeah, we'll see you guys on the flip side. All right, everybody, we're getting back into it just in the nick of time. This is going to be round 1, map 1.
I'm looking at the defenders right now. I'm seeing one G3, at least one G3, a bunch of AK-12s, G36s, and one C4. It's going to be an interesting round on the Viking side.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see how VRATH choose to approach this. Looks like we're having a 5-man downstairs push.
Yep, and Nolik's running for the C4 punt.
They do have a shield, so that might block them.
Question is, did they hear or see Nolik in that fucking charge? Oh, pardon my French.
Oh, he throws through a C4.
Down
Down 2.
I knew it was.
Yeah, they're all down, so we'll see.
Oh, you hear Tom tell them to go in. They don't get the confirm yet.
They don't confirm him. What?
They got a res up. There's the confirm.
And looks like reverse and spoilty.
Ooh. It's all down to Tom Poland with his shield.
Oh, and he has a C4 as well.
This is the most offensive C4 I've seen in a while.
I know. I mean, you know, I kind of had my hesitation about that to begin with, and yeah, a 5-man downstairs push just never works out.
Yeah, solid win from Vikings. They successfully held off a 5-man push through the lower tunnels. We've lost 2 from VRATH for some reason.
The C4 just knocked him right out of the game.
I saw him pull out the C4 and my brain just started getting excited. I knew what was going to happen. Now, there is some debate whether C4 should be able to be used like that, but I mean, I will remind everyone that C4 can be thrown in real life, and it certainly can explode. I'm not saying it's a viable tactic to be used in real life.
Right.
But we're also VR.
I mean, it's not banned in the rules yet, so I'll allow it.
Yeah. I'm not gonna complain about it. That was glorious. So I mean, both those players that threw the C4 also downed themselves. So if we're arguing realism here, there you go.
Yeah, a bit of a suicide play, but it did work out for them. That was one of the shortest subway rounds I've ever seen, I do believe.
What was that? Maybe 30 seconds, 45 at most.
Yeah, like 45.
Like, we haven't even gotten to the match on the stream yet with the delay, so that must have been super quick. Bravo for Vikings. I mean, they're a good team. They're a veteran team. Definitely not one of the typical strategies we've seen, but hey, mass C4 works, especially when the enemy's going to cluster like that.
Yeah, this is a bit of an odd matchup, as VRATH was a silver team, and Vikings are master. Yeah.
Whatever. Well, I'm not entirely sure what master is. Okay, we had a start there.
They only had a few people, so it was a bit of an odd start. Sure, exactly what's going on.
Well, and it looks like Vikings just killed each of their teammates, so anything we're going to see in this score screen is going to be a little... Oh, wait, never mind. It didn't reflect. They didn't kill him before the round ended. Good.
Yeah, there was a round reset, so...
Okay.
An official start.
I was worried there. I'm like, that's not the way you should reset.
No. A little risky.
Yeah, for anyone new, there's a reset option where, say, one of your team member drops, or... You're not really supposed to use it for this reason, but say you brought in the wrong loadout or you missed something, you can always, as a team, reset using B on the Knuckles controller, and I don't know what the rest of the controllers use, but you can reset for any reason. That's what the rules say. Just don't use it too much. Not sure why we started there when VRATH are rocking 4 people, but sure.
All right, looks like we have 2 full rosters now. Maybe we won't have a full start this time. Yeah, definitely a bit of a rocky start to this game, but hopefully everything irons out a little bit here. And
yeah, I gotta question the wisdom of VRATH doing a full 5-man push down.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I said it at the time, but like in my mind, I'm just like, that's interesting.
It's fine to send maybe 2, maybe 3 people as a group, but the C4 is literally the reason why you should never stack up like that.
Right. Absolutely.
I mean, I want to say I watched a Rough Riders game or not a Rough Riders game, it was Pandemonium versus Hand of Death. I don't know, I can't remember the team, but basically, Quokka got a 4-man C4 kill. And he just chucked it over some cover and got a whole team, except for one person with a C4.
Oh, yeah, that was yesterday. It was Ember versus Insurgents, I believe.
There you go. That's
yeah.
Yeah, that was glorious.
It was a C4 with a capital 4.
Yes, as we like to call it, a nuke. So that's, like I said, if you're new and you're wondering what happened there, like literally, it's why you don't stack up. It's why you don't do it in real life. It's why you don't do it in the game. Like, spread out. You've got 5 people. You don't have to send 5 people down a hallway. Send maybe 2 down a hallway and 3 another way, you know? Do something, especially on a map like this, where the C4 can hit you 90% of the time. Got full teams. Looks like it's going to be a solid start. I'm looking at a PKM, a bunch of 1 C4 at least, and a bunch of mini rifles like AK-12s, TARs.
Yeah, and for those that may not know, this game is quite hardcore. As if you don't have body armor, like 1 rifle shot to the chest and you're down. So there's not a lot of wiggle room when it comes to being shot at.
The whole game is essentially SWAT. If anyone remembers that game mode from Halo or CS, like, you know, 1 or 2 shots, you're going down. There's no life. You can stop your bleeding, but you're never going to get your life back. You got a bullet in you. You're going to keep that bullet in you.
Uncle Sam's able to dispatch with... Who was that?
Nolik got... I don't know who he got. That solid shot with the shield and pistol combo. I know some people complain about the laser sight and night vision being used at the same time with the shield, but honestly, I think you sacrifice enough.
Yeah, and they did revise it a little bit to where you can't really do it in the daytime anymore.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's some maps where if you put on the night vision, all you're going to see is green. And sure, if an enemy comes out, you're going to see them, but you're not going to see anything else, mainly the map. I'm watching Nolik wander across. Let's see if, what is this, reverse?
Oh, yeah, in the train car there.
Yeah.
Oh, and dropping that shield is definitely going to give a little bit of a noise. To alert, yeah, alert reverse. A little bit of a psyop there where Nolik calls out. I don't believe that did get him.
Uncle Sam gets reversed from the angle. You got to keep your eyes open, especially when you're in that middle layer alone.
Yeah, and it looks like, you know, the Volk are just sort of holding tight.
I don't see any reason for Volk to move any further. Like,
no, not at all.
This is the objective where you literally just let them come to you. You have the castle.
Loyalty here kind of probing this entrance that's quite common to cover and also quite common to attack. I do like how Snowbird... Oh, and Tama Poland gets Uncle Sam with a C4. I was going to say, I like how Snowbird here is just sort of sitting with a C4 in her hand.
There's action going on upstairs, but I want to watch the C4 go on.
I know. Like, it's just a matter of time. I believe she's planning on throwing it in there. There it is. Oh!
Nothing.
And it doesn't land. Does get
kill.
one. Yeah, it does get one, but gets the Mantis gets the refrag.
All down to Elias to fight off 4 Vikings. Now that's when the castle becomes your worst enemy. I mean, Elias is in a good spot. He can see the objective, but from where he's at, I'm pretty sure Vikings can cap without him being able to see
he's gonna have to, and I believe it's happening right now.
Well, all Mantis has to do is keep running around, talking, keeping Elias interested in this corner.
Yeah.
While his team deals with everything over there, and they are. Nolik's down. I mean, at this point, watching the Elias fight's not even gonna matter. Let's watch the objective.
Now, Uncle Sam, he's running up.
He's
And
checking.
yep. Oh, and he fumbles the pad, but he gets it back up and he's punching in the code. Alius has no idea the Vikings are about to go up 2 points. There it is.
And Mantis was just sitting there running around, using his utility to keep Elias interested, keeping him at the corner, keeping him looking away from the objective. And that was the important thing. That got him the cap. And Vikings go up 3 points.
And you know, you can tell Vikings are more of a top-tier team. The way that they're probing the objective in unison from multiple angles and just sort of picking away at the defense. Like, that's really what separates the top half of the scoreboard from the bottom of the leaderboard.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they communicated to Mantis that, hey, we know there's a guy down there. We don't want to kill him because we want a cap. So, you know, just keep him interested. And that's exactly what Mantis did. And that really does separate the veteran teams that know exactly how to win and when to win and where to get the points from, you know, the people who are just playing like it's, you know, comp lobby plus.
Right.
Which, yeah, you really need strategies if you want to be one of the better teams. And Vikings got them. Like, that's comms right there. We have a new objective, North Stairs. Another interesting objective. It kind of narrows down where the attackers have to go. They have to go down those stairs, or they have to go through this middle section one way or another. They have to go there. So the defenders usually try to use that in ways where, you know, they have to walk by them, where they have to start looking at weird corners to find the enemy. And so the defenders are just going to be sitting there camping. There's no reason to be anywhere else. Subway's kind of a map like that, where it's going to be camp, 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 and the attackers have to deal with the camp.
Yeah, and one thing about this objective is you can kind of cap from this little corner right here, and if the defenders aren't willing to peek out that corner, or they peek and get killed, you know, you can get a cap right under the defenders' noses.
Yep. Smoke's a big one too. If they smoke out this whole objective, it really limits the sight of the defenders, and you can sneak a cap in. Vikings feeling really good.
We do have
seeing it. One C4, two C4s.
Well, they have two C4s. VRATH have two shields. Let's see how this pans out.
I mean, I could see this going very similar to the other rounds.
Does look like their two defenders are coming up the north stairs to meet this offense.
Yeah, actually a pretty standard defense.
Oh, and VRATH they're kind of holding off. They're not rushing it. I mean, the meta used to be to rush down to that objective because the defenders were further back. But when they updated the map, they kind of pushed them a little further forward, so you can't get as much headway. And they kind of
no reason.
Yeah. Yeah, Nolik just sort of peeking that corner and seeing if they're coming, which they are not.
Well, VRATH definitely understand that they're getting into a place. Well, these two players of VRATH, what is that? Tom of Poland and that's not even Tom of Poland. That is Reverse and Bobby Ain't Sad. Players I'm not very familiar with, but it looks like they're very familiar with what's going to happen to them in here. Namely, there's campers and they have to clear it. They're going to take this pretty slow. VRATH is taking this really slow. Very well.
Yeah, I think he definitely sees Nolik there peeking that corner. Taking a couple shots at him, but and Nolik putting the tab out around the corner to kind of bait a shot.
Hey, whatever you can do. Ooh. What's going on with that smoke grenade? Looks like it's clipping into the wall.
Yeah, nobody's really pushed up, but we do have a few players in south stairs.
Nolik and Spoilty complaining about that smoke grenade making sounds as it clipped into the wall. What was happening there was essentially the smoke grenade was halfway into the wall, and when it clips, it sort of it doesn't really understand where it is and where it needs to go, so it sort of bounces up a little bit,
Oh,
up and
yeah.
down, up and down, and that's what they were hearing. That
Yeah.
also kind of sounds like a player who's fiddling with his utility, so it's a little annoying to try and wait for a rush and hear for a rush when you hear that. So
Sort of watching reverse and Baby or Bobby ain't sad. Kind of pushing up across here from the south.
I mean, the best I can tell is that middle section's going to get into a fight and try and get as much of Vikings to focus on that fight so that they can rush in.
Yeah, it does seem like they're coordinating their efforts fairly well here. Definitely taking a lot of time. I mean, we're over halfway through the round, and nobody's really pushed up in an aggressive manner at all.
That's the part that confuses me is Bobby Ain't Sad and Reverse haven't started the fight yet, and usually that distraction force tries to start the fight early. Interesting.
All right, now the frags are coming out. None of them land, though.
Yeah, wasted utility. Hey,
Oh, and the C4 again coming into play. Bit of a suicide mission. Both are resable.
Oh, he flubs the C4
Oh,
toss.
and they're both going to get it. Oh, my goodness. And Spoilty just coming in and cleaning house as they go for the res.
Oh, that was glorious.
Oh, we do still have Alius there. Poses a bit of a threat. Oh, and they're going to go for the... All right, Alius and Spoilty trade. It leaves the shields wide open. I wonder if Nolik's going to pick up one or both of the shields.
Well, to take out those 3 players, it only took Viking one loss, so they're in a great spot to take this
absolutely. 2-4 against Vikings, not where you want to be.
Hell, and with Uncle Sam and Lone Miyagi in the positions they are, I'm pretty sure this is going to go to Vikings. I mean, there's solid pinch spots that, I mean, if you look one way and say you shot Miyagi, you're going to get shot in the back by Mr. Sam. And the same goes, for the reverse. It's just a rough clear.
Yeah, they definitely have their work cut out for them.
Just waiting for him to get the push. They're down to their last minute, and that's going to make this especially hard.
Yeah, Vikings know they don't have to peak, so I don't think the offense is going to get any picks on peaks because it's just not going to happen.
No. I mean, Lone Miyagi and Uncle Sam's pinch is pretty strong, but there's also other things they can do with that. Namely, if, say, Bobby Ain't Sad starts going for Lone Miyagi and the fight breaks out and a firefight and it sort of turns into a stalemate, Uncle Sam can wait for...
Oh, and Bobby Ain't Sad turns away at the wrong moment. Lone Miyagi cleans him up. Now
that was a clean shot.
Yeah, it's all up to reverse against 4 Vikings. And reverse just gave away the position, so... Yeah.
Yep. Poor reverse. I mean, he was gonna get caught out by one of them.
So that's map 1. Vikings go up 4-0, and I do believe this was VRATH's map choice. Vikings opted to go defense. Bit of an interesting strategy. But I mean, when you're a masterclass team going against a silver, I mean, you don't need that map pick so much.
Oh yeah, definitely. Now, I'd like to remind everyone that just because the first map went to Vikings doesn't mean VRATH is going to get slaughtered here. It's all going to be Vikings. I mean, I've certainly seen a first map go 0-5, and then all of a sudden the other team just wiped the other team away because that first round got one team too confident.
Right, yeah.
Morale plays a big role in this game. So, now, we got 52 viewers now. I think it's a time to talk about our sponsors, especially our new Oculus Quest port. We got on July 30th, I believe, we're gonna have a Quest port come out for Onward. And it's gonna be a wonderful patch for everyone, especially the PC VR players, because we're gonna have a great optimization patch.
I can't wait because I have a quest and I would love to be able to hop on Onward for a few minutes during lunch at work.
Oh yeah, just throw it in your backpack.
Yep.
You know? Yep. I mean, the Quest is a wonderful little gadget. If anyone hasn't tried it, certainly grab one if you can. And I mean if you can, because right now they're kind of sold out everywhere. I know in Florida there isn't one in the state.
So we do have. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Keep going.
Well, Quarantine Map 2, a bit of a different playstyle. It's a little bit more out in the open. Lots of interesting bits of cover to contend with.
This is actually one of my favorite maps. It's got just enough cover where you can actually hide. You can deal with someone shooting at you. You know, you have options. You can deal with it. And then it's also got enough open spaces that you can see where the enemy's going. You can, you know, shut down lines of travel on defense and offense. You know, it's one of these good maps. I love it.
And our first objective is going to be the ambulance objective. A bit of a tricky one as you're so exposed, especially if there's a defender back in the dunes, because there's nowhere you can cap from without being exposed to that location.
Yeah, you can't really cap on this little corner here. You're going to have to get either really close to it or around it. So your best bet, I mean, the most successful teams usually smoke it out and then get someone in that way. Or they clear it out and they run in there and get the cap super quick before the rest of the defenders can get back. But there is no tricks to this. There's no secret little corner you can hide in, and it makes it especially hard for the defenders to see you. No, you're out and about.
So everybody is in the lobby. The teams do have 2 minutes to prepare for the round. Should be dropping into it any moment now.
And for anyone who's a little unfamiliar with where people will be spawning on offense, typically you're gonna spawn roughly what were we saying, 100 200 meters away. Some of the furthest spawns probably around 500 meters. Like, you got quite a run on this map.
Yeah.
And if you're not careful from some spawns, you're gonna get caught out by the defense, or at least spotted super early.
Is that a false start? There they go.
There we go.
All right, we got round 1, map 2. See where they're gonna drop in at. All right, so we have crater spawn. That is about the furthest one away from this objective.
Yeah, and honestly, I think it's the most dangerous one because you can get seen traveling from it in a lot of places, and you're basically attacking from one corner. Now, Vikings, we've got 2 running towards the gas station, and usually there's a spawn there, so I'm pretty sure they're checking to make sure it's not quick spawn, as we like to call it. Loyalty moving up to the center, burning.
I do see one defender here at Big Rock. That could play havoc if he peeks out at the right moment. Especially for Tama Poland here, who's proning out in this little courtyard.
Oh, yeah. These are actually relatively unusual spots for defenders to be posting up in, because Vikings are relatively spread out from the objective.
Oh, and there's the peak. Yep, right on the Tom Poland, Uncle Sam. I should have.
Kill.
Yeah, absolutely. Long shot too. Should alert Snowbird. Boy, Snowbird's so close to the objective right now, she can smell it practically.
Got a drone coming out. It's actually a little quad drone that has a video camera that you can see on your tablet, so you can fly it around and see where the enemy is. The defenders shot it out of the sky, so it's no longer useful, but I'm pretty sure they spotted where Uncle Sam is. So hopefully VRATH can use that information to successfully take him down.
Yeah, Mantis here up on this plane wing. Should be able to see Snowbird as she peeks out. I don't see this position being too effective here in the immediate future.
No, no.
Oh, and Snowbird just rotated. I don't know if Mantis saw that. Not
Snowbird
calling.
actually has, if he gets past Spoilty, he's got a great line into the objective. Because if they actually don't have vision on the objective, or Vikings don't have vision on the objective. So if someone gets into that pocket, I mean, it's quite a run for Vikings to actually get there and stop the cap.
And Snowbird has this shield, so I mean, I don't see anybody to pinch her from either side.
Yeah, I mean, if there's any new players out there that are wondering how these guys can possibly think they can make some of these longer shots, I'd like to remind everyone about our sponsor, ProTube VR, a wonderful stock product for VR players who are looking to get into the more competitive aspects of FPS VR gaming. And it definitely helps with your accuracy if you know how to use it.
Yeah, it locks your two hands together and makes you able to. Oh, and that frag downing Snowbird and a few shots from the AK-12 clean it up.
Uncle Sam has just been a one-man front line, just holding back all of VRATH. I think he's got like what, 2-3 kills now?
Something along those lines. I mean, hiding behind that rock and poking out at the most opportune moments is definitely the way to rank them up.
Yeah, I mean, there's only 2 VRATH left, and to be honest, they've hung back there so.
Yeah, they really
so
have.
long.
Checking in on them and see how they're doing.
I know, like, I see Vikings kind of running out, but I mean, they have no reason not to at this point. You can sacrifice 1 or 2 players.
Yeah, I mean, you haven't lost anybody yet.
Yeah, this is a 5-man standing team still on Vikings, and that's. I mean, Uncle Sam. He's got what? 3 kills? Yeah, 3 kills. Solid nade on that shield. Bravo, sir. Bravo. I mean, he's waiting for them to come around the motel, and he knows they have only one way to go, which is around the motel. And this just comes down to experience. Uncle Sam's very well versed in quarantine.
Oh, and we do have a flanker going out around the roof. See him through the motel.
Well, if you're looking at the mini map, all of Vikings are just surrounding them.
Yeah, they're sort of
slowly
pressing
moving up.
Oh, and Uncle Sam does pick up Bobby Ain't Sad. Oh, but the revive comes out.
Well, the unfortunate part is VRATH's now stuck in this motel, and they have to.
Yeah,
like the Vikings doesn't even have to kill him.
Oh, Nolik's gonna go around the back while they're tied up out front. And here it comes. There's one, and the last one comes out as a trade.
Yep, I mean that was a rough ending there. You don't want to end up defending a position on offense, especially to time. Or nearly time.
Because I mean they could just keep laying down cover fire, and you would lose to the clock, which sometimes is the best defender.
Oh yeah. Well, Vikings are certainly pulling ahead here with 1 point. I think it's a great time to talk about the rest of our sponsors. Rebuff Reality, Arma, VR Cover, Fixit Gaming, and of course, ProTube VR, as I mentioned before. These are wonderful products, especially the ProTube VR. I'll endorse wholeheartedly. I mean, mine hasn't broken yet, and I've had it for 2.5 years, slammed into the walls, destroyed controllers. I mean, almost broke my hand once. And that thing's still trucking.
Yeah, you do have to be careful of your play space and what's around you.
Yeah. But I mean, ProTube's a wonderful product for something that I've slammed into metal, desks, walls. I mean, bravo, ProTube. Boren, shout out to you, boy. New objective. Oh no, same objective. My mistake.
Yeah, we only had one round.
Yeah. I mean, last round kind of felt like Vikings was ending on an offense. You know, they were pushing in. They were like, I kind of felt bad that VRATH, they got stuck in that room. And That's just not something you want to do. You always want to sort of leave yourself escape routes, ways to move, ways to get out. I know you're surrounded, but there wasn't enough cover on their route.
They keep giving us these false starts, man. They gotta stop that.
Now you notice there's not a lot of C4 on this map being brought because it's wide open and
Yeah,
it's a lot harder to get C4 kills.
It's not like there's little channels to everybody has to tunnel through.
Yeah, and it looks like Vikings are going to start from behind roof. That's actually one of the better places to start because you can go pretty much either way pretty quickly.
You can kind of take up a position on the rooftop and grab the high ground and spot where everybody else is.
Yeah, it's a spawn that really supports the offense.
Uncle Sam getting Snowbird right off the bat. She peeks out.
Yeah. Good confirm from Uncle Sam. To any newer players, what happened there was Uncle Sam shot down the player. He was downed, but he was bleeding out, so he had like a minute and a half of bleed out so he could use his comms, he could radio in, talk to his team in that time. But Uncle Sam got the confirm and ended that raid.
Oh.
Got a little something going on again.
Yeah, Nolik there kind of ran right past reverse.
That really does show a little bit of difference of skill right there, because if Nolik was in reverse's position, he would have gotten that kill.
They're kind of taunting each other. I really want to keep my eye on this exchange. Oh, and Bobby Ain't Sad downs reverse by accident, a team kill. Now Nolik is going to get an easy confirm. Oh my gosh!
The cap. We were so distracted.
I know we were so distracted. That's embarrassing.
Well, I mean, it goes back to what I said before, though. Like, if you're not paying attention, including us, the casters, controlling the camera, someone can just sneak in on objective and cap, and you don't know it.
Yeah, I mean, that's unusual for this map to have. Oh, he just ran right in there. They capped right under our noses.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't think Spoilty stopped running. He just kept running, shooting, and boom.
I'm going to hear about that in the DMs. I know it. You missed my cap. Well, I'm so sorry. I do apologize.
Yeah. If anything, Spoilty, it's a compliment for you because you were stealthy, you know? Like, we didn't even see you go in there. We thought there was going to be more of a fight going on. We were watching, what, 3-4 players skirmish each other around the gas station?
Yeah, that's right.
Loyalty using the distraction, getting right under their nose, because I'm pretty sure Plane Wing was still up too, and that's why I was like, okay, something's gonna happen. You know, Plane Wing's gonna rotate. We're not just gonna let him cap. But yeah, that's the danger of leaving the objective not in full vision.
All right, VRATH, this round is your last chance of getting some points on the board here before, I guess, the series is decided anyway. I mean, there's always map 3, but
well, that's a fun one if Vikings win this.
Yeah, especially if they run away with it.
Yeah, if Vikings win this map, they basically win the match. You know, 2 points out of 1. It's the best 2 out of, or yeah, it's best
2 out of 3 for the match. Yeah.
Yeah, my brain's not working right now. But yeah, so Vikings are definitely in a great spot to take this match. But it's not impossible for VRATH to come back. They're not in the danger. They're in the danger zone. Danger zone. That was terrible. Anyways, oh, and Vikings are on defense too, so even harder. See Lone Miyagi and Nolik rocking G3s. Nolik warning his team that they might be coming around the roof, so he's going to run up there.
And it's not the direction they're coming. I'm sure Vikings are feeling pretty good right now. I'd be surprised if we don't see some aggression from them. Oh, wow, and they're doing another 5-man push right up the middle.
It's not a bad idea. I actually find it to be a pretty solid route.
Oh, Nolik's down and confirms alley-oops with a frag and then confirms with the rifle.
Been solid with the frag grenades, especially at range.
Yeah, that's another big difference between, you know, more of a mid and a top tier team is the frags are always right on point.
Yeah. Lower tier teams tend to chuck them in the general direction, where better teams are like, okay, I know how far I need to throw this. I know where it needs to go, and it's going there. Not all the time. It's not a 100% thing, but they're more competent than they aren't.
I'm just following Mantis here. He's kind of doing a bit of a flank. Yeah, he's able to pick up reverse. And Tom of Poland.
The VRATH is just not watching their flanks. I mean, obviously their flanks are getting annihilated. Like Elias there got blown apart pretty quickly, but I don't know.
Yeah, I can't read the name from here, but there is a Marsoc out in the dunes that has kind of shut down Mantis's flank here.
Bobby ain't sad.
Dobrid able to pick up Nolik, and Mantis is able to get Bobby ain't sad.
And yeah, that was the pro tube, by the way, that I'm pretty sure he was using it.
Now it's all up to Snowbird against 4 of Vikings. Basically, the series is all up to her right now. I think she's a little skeptical. Flanked. Yeah, a little skeptical of Mantis's location, although he did rotate from the last time he shot, so I don't think she's super aware. And there it is. Mantis able to down Snowbird, securing Vikings the series.
Solid win from Vikings. 4 points to nothing each time. I mean, it's rough. VRATH.
Yeah.
But hopefully they learn from it. I mean, that's what you need to take from these losses is what did we do wrong? What can we do better?
I think we might have to talk to Dakin about the algorithm that's used to determine these matchups.
Well, remember the European League's a little smaller.
That is true.
It's not like the U.S. League where we're sitting on like 20 some odd plus teams. So there's definitely a bit more of a skill gap, especially with each different team. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully we get the Quest players set up for League sooner rather than later. But honestly, all those decisions need to be made after we see what's happening in 1.8 specifically. While we know the Quest players will be able to play, there are a few concerns we're going to need to, I guess, see and then find a solution to.
Yeah, lots of things up in the air, but it is exciting times for Onward.
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure after July, we're going to have more players than we can ever wanted to deal with, except for Dante. He's going to love every single one of you.
All right, let's see what they choose for the final map.
I'm being told in chat the bleed out is 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Yeah, sure. I mean, I guess, maybe. I'm not entirely sure. But there is a bleed out, and you do need to be relatively on the ball getting your team up, or just, abandon that idea. Just be decisive about what you're doing.
All right.
You never want to get there and realize, oh, he's died.
Yeah, absolutely. So they have chose to do cargo for the last map, which is a little different than any other maps we've seen thus far. It's a very tight, very small. I mean, you could just about chuck a grenade from one end to the other if you had a good arm on you.
Oh, you definitely can. I've definitely seen it happen, and that's why it is against the rules in League to throw a frag grenade before the 15-second mark on this map.
That is correct. Something that you will hear about if you do that in a comp lobby.
Yes. So it's basically the slide tackle of Onward. So just keep aware of what you're doing, what time it is. I mean, if you're really concerned, check your tablet and then check your nade afterwards.
Oh, going to run it 4v5? Question mark?
Maybe. We'll see if a reset happens. Yeah, it looks like a 4v5.
Okay.
I think VRATH just I mean, this map doesn't really matter. I mean, it's all for MMR, which essentially ranks you.
You see a few shots down the pipeline early on. Fairly typical.
Yeah, Snowbird successfully, hopefully calling out. I didn't hear any callouts though, and that's a little concerning. Communication is really big in this team, or in this game.
I mean, communication is life on this game.
Yeah, I know some people like to be the sneaky ninja, but really communicating and knowing.
Snowbird not able to get down in time, and that double frag just annihilates her.
Yeah, you can tell she saw it.
Yeah, Alius was able to pick up Spoilty though. And
oh, okay, yeah, sure. I thought Vikings was gonna take that, but no, VRATH pulled it out.
Yeah,
wow.
They did. I don't know that I even know exactly what happened there at the end, but somehow.
Yeah, no, I was watching Snowbird get naded, and then I saw a lot of VRATH start dropping, but I guess we need to watch the rest of the team. I guess we can't be watching the people going for objective. I'm looking at my mini map, and to be honest, I'm not seeing a lot of deaths. Did we have no? It wasn't a mass drop either. So, okay, I don't know.
There's 5 kills on the VRATH side, so, and 5 deaths over on Vikings.
Oh man,
these guys are playing so fast, I can't even keep up with it all.
Yeah. This match started what at 3 o'clock, so this is a pretty quick one, guys.
All right, gonna drop right back into it.
Well, VRATH's certainly looking better, but I'm pretty sure Vikings are just playing it loose now too.
Yeah, so. Maybe they're gonna get their serious face back on a little bit.
Huh. I don't know what they were talking about on VRATH's side.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
Oh, let's C4 go out. Now, where did that go?
Snowbird pushing right up into the middle here. Might be able to get a couple here. Gets one. Oh, ran right behind.
Yeah, Vikings are taking it slow.
Yeah. If you're going to run in like that, you really need to check your corners a little bit more. Alius now trying to run in. See if he'll be able to pick anybody up out of this tunnel, or surely Nolik is aware now. Yeah. Nolik able to clean up Alius.
Oof.
Oh, they're even making noises. They run down. They're haunting VRATH at this point. Nolik able to take care of reverse. Now it's all up to Tom of Poland. He's getting surrounded. Yeah. He got shot from behind.
Oh, Vikings are definitely in a good mood, and that, I mean, they're playing loose, but they're playing well.
Cargo now 1-1. That means it's the 3rd round coming up, so that means we have a new objective. And
yep, our new objective is over on the opposite side.
The not-so-north objective.
Yes. I mean, north and south need what on cargo?
You know, north and south.
We don't need to get into call-outs. Because everyone has something a little bit different, I think. But this objective, there is a few interesting things about it. Namely, the red crate. You can shoot under the door there, you can shoot through the crack, and you can also cap behind that door. So, I mean, you put a capper there, it's kind of an odd place to find him. So the defense can definitely be caught unawares. And Vikings are definitely in a good mood. Sending Spoilty up first.
Yeah, Aliu is able to pick up Spoilty as Tom Apollon kind of distracts with the shield. It is definitely a powerful way to use the shield. You have one person sort of backing them up from behind. Now Tom's able to... Oh, but he's able to pick up... Oh my god, Spoilty's able to get Alius and Tom Apollon with that frag. They throw in another confirm, but it doesn't land. Wow, they throw in two more to confirm and neither land.
They nuked that tunnel entrance.
Yes, they did. And oh, if you saw the accuracy of all those frags, and they landed right where they wanted them to.
Yep. I mean, that's one of the things you need to be able to do successfully.
They still haven't cleaned up Alius, though. There they are. And wow, way in the back there, Lone Maggie's able to get reverse, and Vikings go up one more point.
I mean, Vikings mastery of positioning and tactics is definitely coming through here.
Yeah.
Whether they're planning all this, we don't know, but they definitely play well together to the point where, I mean, you see it here. They're effortlessly cutting through them. And, I mean, they've been playing forever. They're a good team. This is what a vet team looks like.
And, I mean, I'm not sure what happened with VRATH, but they are definitely down a player. I guess maybe instead of trying to get a reservist, they just said, you know, forget it, just run it with 4.
Yeah. That's pretty rough.
I mean, we're not even taking the full 2 minutes now to plan. I mean, they're just going for it at this point.
And we love you, VRATH, but Vikings is a very hard team to play against.
I mean, how did Vikings turn out in the championship last season? I mean, they went the distance, didn't they?
Yeah, no, they were up there. I couldn't tell you specifically. Maybe chat could help us out with that, but
lots of shooting during that cross there in the tunnel. Lone Miyagi able to pick up Alius.
Yeah, I mean, you really want those like full team to make sure all these places get covered.
A bit of a trade there between Reverse and Mantis. All right, you're not capping under my nose again. All right, Snowbird able to take care of Nolik as he crosses the corner there. Snowbird said, we are not getting capped on again.
No.
Loyalty able to take care of Snowbird, but gets refragged by Tom Poland.
Now, one strategy I really like to endorse is if you realize you're the last one alive, which Tom is, you guard that objective.
Just
run around it. Like, your death is much better than getting 2 points on a cap.
Just run around the objective like a chicken without a head.
Yeah, because if you really try to hold
and that
back...
C4 is able to down Uncle Sam. That was very nice. Tom Poland able to pick up Lone Miyagi. I mean, or you could just sit behind the objective and kill everybody.
That works too. Go Tom. I was a little worried that maybe someone was going to sneak up and cap there, but hey.
No, he defended that objective very well.
Yeah. Bravo, Tom. Bravo. Vikings definitely playing much looser than the previous maps, but...
Yeah, absolutely.
Still just 4 nades at the tunnel entrance. I mean, that's overkill there. But
I know. It was
4 nades and a C4.
Yeah. I mean, they were just piling them on. I mean, one didn't go off till the next one was incoming.
Yeah. I don't know what Vikings was thinking there. Maybe they thought VRATH was just constantly pouring people through the tunnel, but I know, most teams, once first person gets naded and then the second one comes out, it's like, okay, maybe we're not going to go that way anymore.
This is round 5.
Yep, Tom Poland rocking a shield. flare goes out. Now, the flare has no other use besides the visual elements you see. Like, it's not even like the Grand Theft Auto flares where it lights people on fire. Mr. Death, if you're watching, you know what I want.
Royalty able to pick up reverse early on.
VRATH charging in.
Yes, they are. C4 goes off, it doesn't land. Nullik on the hunt for Snowbird, able to pick her up. I mean,
down to Tom again.
Oh, and he nearly escapes those shots. Able to turn around. Oh, with the C4.
That was still
that
was beautiful, Tom.
Yeah.
He capped one in the face, then like, what did he nade another?
No, I think the C4 came in and he had his arm up above the shield, so it was, it just caught him.
Huh. Still, that was a good ending there, Tom. That was hilarious.
Oh, they're just dropping right in. They're not giving us any time to analyze this.
Nope. But we can talk about this objective. As we can see, shipping crates.
The Deadly Diamond.
Yeah. Not too many places that are good to cap at besides that door. If you tuck yourself into that door, you're pretty hidden from the defenders unless they come from basically where they spawn from. So you can get a sneak cap there, but besides that, you're running into the defensive castle.
I just want to point out that whoever the host is, you guys need to stop with these false starts.
I think it bothers you more than it bothers me because I don't even hear the false starts. But here we go. Could be the last round, could be the second to last round. At least Reverse is pretty happy. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think he saw the flare and was like, ah.
I mean, they know it's over, but you could still have fun with it.
Yeah.
A little bit of smoke on OBJ. Oh, when that frag comes out, oh, downs Alias. He wasn't able to tuck in quick enough.
Yeah, the explosion went under the door.
I like this tactic of Snowbird sitting out here in the smoke. Causes a team kill, though, as I don't believe Reverse was able to tell.
No, he wasn't. He just saw someone in the smoke and popped it. Down to Tom again.
Yep. All up to Tom, and if he's not careful, he's about to get capped on. Oh, but he gets killed before they can put the cap in.
Solid showing from Vikings. Bravo, guys. Bravo.
All right. Well, that was a bit of an interesting series. I mean, Vikings just run away with it 12-2. That's, but
yep,
I mean, that's what happens in the European League. As I mean, as you said, there just aren't that many teams, so you kind of tend to get matched up against these wild matchups where a silver team goes against a master team. So.
Yeah, and I mean it's a little unfortunate the European League is smaller, but I'm pretty sure that's going to grow once we get the quest.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, thank you guys for tuning in. I'd like to thank our sponsors: Pro2 VR, Rebuff Reality, Arma, VR Cover, and Fixit Gaming.
Yeah, and if you guys are interested in the league or want to get involved, you can head on over to vrmasterleague.com/onward, and from there you can find all your Onward League needs. So I guess with that, I've been Xandria, and I've been with Snooper, and this has been Vikings versus VRATH. Have a good evening, everybody.
Yeah, have a good day, guys. Stay safe.